Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video we are doing a brand new build on South Bay Island. We're going to be building a fish market right in front of resident services. There's a little area where it's super close to the beach that I could kind of bring down and make it onto the beach. So I decided what better thing to do than make a fish market on a nautical island. And I'm super excited and I hope that you're ready. If you haven't already, please consider taking this time to subscribe and like this video. It would mean the absolute world to me. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this build. I started off up at resident services and I'm going to lay down some of the white board plank that I have to kind of give that little separation and the little walkway areas that I tend to do on all my other spots on this island. I also put down some of the stone fencing, and this was kind of just a play as I go kind of thing. I put things down and picked things up, typical me of how I tend to design my islands, and I just tried to work around and figure out where I wanted things. Now I'm going to put down some bushes, and I'm also going to place some flowers and kind of get this little area mapped out of how I want it to be at resident services. I do want to preface this by saying that for the grass area that leads down to the beach, I only worked on the left side because the right side I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing as far as any other builds on this island yet. I'm kind of just playing it by ear and doing it as I go. So this right side of resident services, I'm not going to really do any decorating other than the flowers and fencing that you see me putting down here. I'm only going to be working on the left side and then the whole beach area that's in front of my resident services. Now I'm just going to be placing some more of those bushes and flowers. If you watch my videos, you already know that South Bay's island theme is blue and white. So all of my flowers are blue and white. I'm trying to stick to the same theme just because I don't want to take away from the coastal feel that I'm trying to give this island. So right now I'm just working on the little spot that leads down from my entrance. If you haven't seen my entrance video yet, please go check it out. I will have that somewhere in the cards on this video, so make sure you go check it out because my island entrance on South Bay is truly beautiful. I love it so much, so please make sure you go check that out. It would mean the absolute world to me. But now I'm just gonna finish putting down these flowers and the fencing, just trying to get it to match up in a way that I like. I'm working on the pathing that's going to lead down to the beach area, and I'm using I believe that this is the lighter dirt pathing that is with the game. This is not custom. I'm laying some of that down, and then I am going to go on top of that with a custom design of this sort of like stone or cobblestone. I'm not exactly sure what you would call this type of design, but I have this all over my island entrance, so if you've seen that, you already know what this looks like. So I'm just going to lay some of that down on top of the light dirt pathing just to keep up with my island theme and give a little part of direction that lets you know to walk this way down to the beach. I'm working on the left side for just a little bit. I wait till really the end to work on this, and I put down this tree and I ended up changing it later because I just didn't like how it looked, and I kind of went for a different sort of vision for that part of the island. But I did come over here at the end of the pathing and place down this little doily, and I put down this sign that I found that is super cute that says fish market on it, and I think that that is absolutely adorable. Moving on down to my beach, I'm going to start placing these loft beds, and I have to turn them all around because if you have seen some of my other videos, I think I did this in my entrance. I used this for the little check-in desk, so I'm also going to put some stalls in front of it to make it kind of look like a little checkout counter or like a little place that displays things that you can buy. I'm going to put down 4 of these in different spots on the beach because this is going to be a fish market, so I want to have a bunch of things displayed that you could come here and buy and that kind of thing. And I found this really cute custom design of these blue and white fish that I could put on the stalls, and I feel like that really just kind of gave the vibe of a fish market, and I love how these turned out. I think that those are super cute. I'm kind of doing a more narrow style of a fish market rather than maybe like an enclosed kind of space. I wanted this to be really big and take up the whole beach area. Here you can see that I'm putting down some more of those white board planks, and I did have to end up moving all of these pieces to kind of fit with it and match with it, because for whatever reason when I laid them down they just weren't matching out. But that's okay, a little bit of moving never hurt anybody. I finally got them how I wanted them, and I think that it looked great. I did end up trying to figure out what all I could do for this area to make it super cute and really have that fish market kind of vibe, because this is what I really wanted. This beach area was super big, and because my resident services was so close, I felt like I needed something that would be something that you would want to come visit, or along that lines of a type thing. And I feel like a fish market really worked out for what I wanted and what I was envisioning, so I'm really happy with it. Now I'm putting some simple panels down that I did custom design with this white brick, because whenever you look up at it, I want it to look like it's kind of closed in, that it's not open, and that way you couldn't see the area that is behind it, none of the grass, nothing like that. So here I am just placing some of those down. I also decided to use the white stage custom design that I had, because I'm going to be using my stalls as kind of a place to display things that you could buy and things that you could use while you're here at the fish market. But I wanted to have an area that really displayed a lot more fish and things like that. So I'm using this stage, and I'm going to put a bunch of stalls on this as well. But it's also going to have fish in there that you could come and buy your fish from, rather than other items that you would come and see that are going to be in the other stalls. So I just felt like this was something very appropriate to use, and I think that is super cute, and I feel like I had a big enough area to put this in that it looked super nice. I used the same custom design on the stalls that I'm going to be putting here, because like I said, a fish market, I felt like this really gave that type of vibe that I was going for. So I'm going to put 4 of those down here, and I also went behind it and put some of the 𝒐𝒑𝒆𝒏 garland, I think. Yes, the 𝒐𝒑𝒆𝒏 garden. Oh my goodness, my brain is lagging today. Holy. I did put some of those back there because I did not want to use the simple panels. I decided to just go with those because I felt like when you looked up that it was super cute the way that it came off at the top. So I'm gonna put some of those down, and it kind of took me a minute to figure out if I liked it, but in the end I did, and I decided to keep it that way because I didn't want these stalls to feel closed off or anything like that. Then I came around and put a couple of the doilies down, and I'm gonna put some of the 𝒐𝒑𝒆𝒏 confetti machines on top of it just to have some confetti flying in the air, because this is supposed to be like the little grand area where all the fish are. So I thought that that was super cute. I'm going to start adding a few decorations. I put a little park clock in this little side here, and I also had these super cute designs that I found of the umbrella. These look like there's some horse mackerels, I think, or something of that sort, I think. I don't know, but whatever type of fish they are super cute, and they look like they're in boxes. So I put a bunch of those on this side of these stalls because I felt like that those were just super cute, and it really added more of that fish aspect. I also came over on this side and I put down one of the fresh coolers that you get from the fishing tournaments, because that is definitely cute and definitely needed to be used here. I also put on the other side of the park clock, I put a white street lamp, and I'm not really sure if I should have kept the park clock because I felt like the balance would have been 2 of the street lamps, but I ended up keeping it like this just because I felt like it was super cute. And if you're at a fish market, you might need to know what time it is. I also put some more of the little fish umbrella boxes, and then I'm going to put down my surfboards because this specific side of the beach, I wanted this to be like a little fishing spot or a surfing spot where you could maybe come and rent a surfboard to go surfing, and I'm also going to have some fishing poles over there as well. Then I came over here and put down some of these little water drops because I'm going to put a fish drying rack on top of it, and I felt like that was very, very fitting because, you know, if you have fish on a fish drying rack, some of the water is going to drop off of them. So I felt like that was definitely necessary and was a great design aspect to add, and it looked really cute in the end. And then I just added another street lamp. I started adding some fish and things to the actual fish market area that I made, and I feel like I should have went fishing to get a bunch of different kind of fish, because for this video I mainly used the fish that had like cool type of containers and containers that were blue, because of course it matched my island theme, and I think that the containers that these fish are in are absolutely adorable. But I feel like I should have gotten a different range of fish to use, but in the end for my fish market I felt like what I did was definitely fitting for my island theme, and I love it either way. I just think that maybe I should have used some different fish, but it turned out all right. I loved it. I also wanted to use another spider crab. I used this in Walker's beachfront build, and I love it. It's so cute. And I also put a little snapping turtle. I had some of these super cute blue snorkel masks, so I wanted to use a bunch of those on this build as well. So I decided to put some of those down as little things that you could buy if you wanted to go snorkeling. So I put a lot of those down. I also used, I think, a pair of like blue sandals that kind of looked like maybe they would be some type of water shoe. I put some of those down in some of the empty spots on the stalls that I had, because like I said, I wanted you to be able to come here and buy things that you would need if you were at the beach, or buy some fish if you were looking to get some to take home and that kind of thing. So I tried to figure out as many things that would fit the theme as I could and put those down, and I feel like these snorkel masks were super cute. This stall right here that I'm at, I wanted this to be the checkout stall, that after you got your things and you were ready to go, that you checked out. So I put this cute little typewriter there as kind of the little cash register. I kind of wish that we had an actual cash register in the game, but the typewriter makes do. It works well enough for the purpose, and I love it. I decided to change this spot on the right of the fish market and take these away, and I had this blue upright locker, and I felt like this is something that could be maybe like a little storage container that had some like extra fish in it, or maybe some extra snorkel mask, something like that. So I put that down. I also put some of the boxes, and I put down the cute little water design and put another box of fish on it to kind of look like it was leaking out some water. I felt like that was super cute. I loved it so much. Then I kind of ran around and figured out what I wanted to do next. I had this blue trash can, and I wanted to put that down just as a little thing where you could throw away your trash, and I thought that that was super, super cute. I also put down this cute little fishing rod stand because I wanted this to be a spot where you maybe came over to fish at. And in this part of the video, I really did a lot of running around and trying to figure out where I wanted things to go, because I was really down to like the technical type of decorations. I had another fish cooler that I wanted to use, and I felt like it would be appropriate to put it where all of the fish are, so I put that down. I also had a white freezer, and I thought maybe that could be something that had like some frozen fish in it or something like that, so I put that down. I also ran around trying to figure out where I could put a couple of extra little things. I had a portable record player, and I decided to put that in one of the stalls as well. And I am going to try and find some sort of beachy type music that KK has to kind of have some pretty music playing when you're here. I decided that I had some of the shell speakers, I had some beach balls and that kind of thing. So I was really just trying to run around and figure out places that I could put those where they would fit in and where they would look nice. And that's just kind of what I did in this whole part of the video. I really did not know where I wanted things. I ended up taking the snapping turtle and this tool shelf away because I had a better idea of what I wanted to do on this left side of the beach, and I don't know, at this point I just had no idea. I really had the base of this build down, so now I was just trying to figure out the little technical pieces and little designs to put around because I really didn't know. I I had a blue lantern that I put on the back of this little shelf area, and I came in front and I crafted a little piece of fish bait, and I decided to drop that there because maybe if you're coming here to fish, you could buy some fish bait to go fishing. I also had that ship in a bottle, and I did put down that fish umbrella, and I thought that that was cute as well. I had to order some more of these simple panels because I didn't have any to put behind the 2 stalls right at the front of the fish market. So I had to get those and craft them and custom design them and place those down because I wanted those to be closed off like the other 2 on the end. And I also bought some flowers, and it didn't really matter which ones I bought. I just bought some white roses and white cosmos, and I went around and I put those on the ground on the beach because I know that they won't grow, and I wanted it to kind of look like weeds or maybe like some weird type of seaweed because I don't enjoy the seaweed that's in the game as a design. I feel like it just looks too brown for me. So I used these and I just placed those around everywhere. I also did this on Walker's build, but I did it after the video was over, so nobody really got to see that, but I put those down because it just looked really nice and it made the beachy area look less open and more filled up. For the left side of this beach, I said that I had an idea. I wanted to put a little rocking chair and a fishing rod here to kind of have like a space where you could maybe come sit to fish and kind of hang out. So I put a rocking chair, and I also went and grabbed a coconut tree and I placed that there. I also went and put some of that water on the ground because I wanted to put the fishing rod on top of this water to kind of look like you've been fishing all day and some of the water has dripped off of the pole onto the sand, and I felt like that was super cute, and I really wanted to have something on this side that wasn't just a random tool shelf. I also put down a blue balloon because I haven't used one on this build and I love the balloon. And then I put down this fishing rod, and I struggled for just a minute trying to get it right. I used the flimsy one because I felt like it added the design aspect that I wanted rather than one of the colorful ones. After I put that first fishing rod down, I loved how it looked, so I got another one and I put it on this side of the beach, and I also moved my spider crab down. I had a, I think it was a lifeguard ring, and I'm gonna put that over there too. I also got this pond skater and put it beside the rocking chair because it looks like your little bucket for catching fish. And here I am putting that life ring that I struggled so hard to figure out the name for. I put that down because of course I love that, it's so cute. And then I kind of ran around for a second and I realized that I needed to put a piece of that white plank at the start of the entrance to the fish market, so I put that down as well. I needed to fill up this spot by the chair, so I put some more of that water design down because I was going to put another fish drying rack, and I was going to push it a little bit further back than the first one, but I needed something to fill up this spot, so I figured that since I already had one, maybe I could put another one and it would look nice. And I think that I was right because it turned out super cute. I love how this looked. 10 out of 10. If you don't use these, you definitely should. I never thought that I would use the fish drying racks, but it just really was so fitting for this design. Then I decided to put another piece of flower here just because it looks like some little seaweed or a weed growing, and it was super cute. I came over on this side and I literally struggled for a while trying to place down this coconut tree. I did a smaller version of it because I didn't want a really big one here, so I went with the small one and I had to stunt it in the back with a piece of fruit just so that it wouldn't grow any taller. After I put that, I also put down a beach ball just because I wanted something in that little spot there. I don't like having areas that are like way too open, so I try to fill them up with as many things as I can, but I try not to make it look junky or cluttered. I also put another coconut tree here, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. For right now I did, but I may change it because I feel like it's a little bit in the way, but for right now it stayed and I liked it. I ended up filling the front part of the fish market with an anchor statue because I haven't used one yet and I love them. I think that they are adorable. So I ended up putting one of those down. I also put some more of the flowers on the ground, and I also decided to put some of these little telescope things that you would use as like a lookout. I had a white one and a blue one, so I decided to put them on different sides of the beach just so you maybe could walk up to them and look out over at the ocean. I thought that that was super cute. And then I also decided that I was going to add another fishing rod stand because I felt like maybe you would need some more of them. So I decided to put 2. And the last couple things that I did is I went around the beach and I put some of these water drops on the ground. I just felt like maybe if you were buying things and you had some fish and you were walking around, that maybe you were dropping some water around, and I felt like it was very necessary. Now that I'm done with the fish market, I decided to fill up this left space that is between resident services and the beach. I said at the start of the video that I did not do the right side, and that's just because I don't know where I'm putting my next build or what I'm going to be building off to the right of resident services. So I left that blank for now, and I just worked on the left side because I didn't want to build something and then it not work with whatever I'm going to do on the right side of resident services. So I'm just going to put down some trees, and for this area I wanted it to be a little bit of a resting area, and I put down one of the larger doilies that I had because I wanted to put a little street piano here. I wanted this to be just sort of a little relaxing spot. Maybe you were at the fish market too long and you decided that you needed to come and take a rest somewhere. So I just decided that that is what I was going to put here, and I think it turned out really nice. I also used the white diagonal rug that I had in my custom designs, and I put that right at the base of the tree because this is going to be the spot where you could sit and rest at. I started decorating with a little cushion, and I custom designed it with this cute little white and blue flower pattern. I put this on the little diagonal rug, and I also had a teal of the Switch light. So I wanted to put that there because I felt like maybe somebody was sitting here just relaxing, playing their Nintendo Switch. So I felt like that was really, really cute. So I decided to lay that out there. I also had this garden rock, and I wanted to incorporate that somewhere because I love the little tiny garden rock. I think it is so cute. I also had this blue flower stand. I love this thing. I feel like the flowers in it are absolutely stunning. So I put that down. I also had a blue butterfly that I put down. I have this honeybee model, and I ended up moving this because I was going to put some fencing and flowers on the edge here. So I did end up taking that and moving it. Now I'm just going to put down some of that stone fencing and put some flowers around. It's literally the same design that I use at resident services. I love using little pieces of the fencing and then putting flowers in between. I think that it gives such a beautiful look, so I loved doing that, and I just think that it's so cute. After I picked up this flower that I couldn't put towards the edge, I ended up going around and putting down that honeybee model on the other side of this tree because I really wanted to use that. And to finish off this build, the last thing that I did is I had this blue scooter that I wanted to use because I thought it was cute, and I also had a blue and white piano bench to put at the piano, and I love how this turned out. Before I end off this video, I'm going to start at resident services and make my way down and show you everything that I've done. Like I said, the right side I did not touch because I'm going to save that for when I know what I'm doing. But I have this little relaxing area, and then you walk down onto the fish market, and I love it. I'm obsessed with how this turned out. I think it looks so good. If I literally lived on my island in real life, I feel like I would come here at least once a day. This is truly beautiful, especially when you look up. How adorable does this look? I'm just obsessed with how this turned out. I literally just knew that I wanted a fish market when I started this. I had literally no design plan. I'm just so bad at thinking of something and then just doing it rather than planning it out. I just kind of go for it and decorate, and Usually, however it turns out is beautiful. I'm so happy with it, and I think it turned out amazing. And that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my fish market build. I love how it turned out. I think it is absolutely beautiful. Let me know in the comments if you liked it as well. And please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It would mean the absolute world to me. I had so much fun making this build and making this video. So I truly hope that you enjoyed it. And without any further ado, that's all I have for you today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends!